Hello everybody and welcome back to Imperator, where we are currently working a bit on our economy, but I think we're getting really close here to being able to switch over to getting our Legion online. So let's actually start to think about that. We need to switch our laws over to like Royal Guard. We'll be able to raise a Legion in the capital region. Eventually we're going to want Royal Army, but for that we need the invention cohorts and we need to be a major power. So, we can switch over to this. Is there a reason not to right now? No, I think this is fine. So we'll go ahead and do that. We cannot rely solely on levied troops. Indeed. So that's all well and good. Now, we still have access to our levied units here. Although it's slightly smaller, but that's okay. We're going to need to set up a Legion here. So how do we want to do this? Well, that's an interesting question. We can only have up to 12 units in it, and the base cost is 25 gold. So I want to have at least one cohort of engineers to get better roles for our siege. We can see our maintenance costs here already are quite high, so we might not want to actually put this together just yet. Realistically, here's what I'm thinking. 1 unit of engineers, 1 unit of supply train. Then, something along the lines of 4 cohorts of archers, 4 cohorts of heavy infantry, and then 2 of heavy cavalry. Something like this would be approximately what we'd be aiming for. Approximately. We can see that this would cost in maintenance approximately half of our income. Is that viable at this moment? Well, maybe not at this moment, but soon. Soon. I do think that we should probably get our slave estate constructions done first. But after we have that done, and we don't have that many more of those to do, after we have that done, in theory, it seems fairly viable. We're no longer importing grain, that's fine. And from here, yeah, we can see we've got 7 more of these to do. So I think that's okay. What do we get here? Local population happiness. Pretend political influence? Okay, we'll take it. That'll be fine for right now. Excellent. So this slave estate will be built over here, and eventually we'll get slave estates built all over. We are going to need to get our Legion put together. Now, we don't, I think, have to recruit all of these at once. But it'll cost us 25 gold just to create the Legion, plus a decent amount per unit. So I think we'll start with our supply train. Keep in mind, supply trains are going to be reasonably needed. And yeah, this is a potential strength of the Legion in this governorship. So that'll be in Dravidia. We have the same governor in both of these provinces, right? They're both considered part of Dravidia. So that is why we're only getting 1 Legion and why we're only getting 1 levy. Now, I believe the Legion is going to reduce the number of levy units we'll get, if I recall correctly. So we'll see. That may or may not be the case. So let's go ahead and hop into our Legion here. Let's just get the supply train. So that's going to cost us 45 gold. And we'll create that Legion. Cool. So we formed the Sainya of Dravida. Beautiful. It's just a supply train. Literally the whole thing. So what that does is that allows us to have extra food storage here, which is important. And then, of course, we're going to continue to modify this Legion. But we can see here, 12 units now. Okay. So let's go ahead and modify this Legion by adding in a cohort of engineers. So that'll be fine. We will add that in. And there we go. Cool. So we can then add in, at our leisure, the archers, the heavy infantry, and the heavy cavalry. These are going to be very effective units. Do we need to, like, drill them or anything? We don't have the ability to make armies. Yeah, we can drill them. They have the loyalty gain chance, and that'll increase their maintenance cost. That said, we can go into our economy here and turn down our army maintenance, which we will do. Cool. Now, I'm not going to work too hard on getting this built up for the moment, because that is going to cut our income virtually in half. So that is a concern, for sure. And eventually, when we want to actually be fighting, we're going to be running this on increased pay. So that's going to be, like, cutting it by about 60%, the income, I think. Somewhere around there. 65? 70? It's going to be a lot. No doubt about that. So that's fine for the moment, right? We know that we need to continue to work through our slave estates. So we're going to do that, and in the meantime, we've got our missions here. So this is 200 gold. We can definitely do that. And this over here requires buildings. Right. How are we doing on our conversions? Actually, really well. We're up to 105 out of 190. I like it. So that's looking great. We are, of course, going to make our way down towards Lankan dominance eventually. But for the moment, that'll take some time. Cool. Checking in up over here. They're still in this defensive league. I suspect that we can't take both of these simultaneously. They're going to have a civil war. We'll see if we can take advantage of that civil war. That might be something that we can do. But we'll probably have to declare on their rebels if you can even do that. I'll have to check in. We'll see. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on this setup. What's going on up over here? Awkwardness. This must be an aggressive war? Interesting. Well, we will definitely keep an eye on that. We do need to get another slave estate going here as soon as we can, which will be on the next month kick. And these guys are likely going to have their rebellion start up very, very soon. So the question is, will we be able to take advantage of that? The answer is a definite maybe. Never mind. There's no risk of civil war. They got it. Oh, hang on. What is this? This is the civil war. We don't have a CB on them. We could fabricate a claim, though. Let's see what ends up happening. This isn't much of a civil war. I expect that Pandya is definitely going to win that. Hypothetically, yeah, Chera would currently join because they're in a defensive league. They are, however... Are they losing this war? They're winning it. Okay. Well, if these guys push up far enough, we will declare on them. We'll keep an eye on that. We're watching for an opportunity here. As of right now, we don't necessarily know that that opportunity exists. Hopefully it does. But we'll see. We'll eventually continue to work on expanding our legion as well. Pandian Navy moving up over there. Okay. Otherwise, we are working on uniting Lanka and our economy. We've got plenty of things to work on here. No doubt about that. Yeah, they're getting pushed back in over here. I expect that that tiny little rebellion gets crushed pretty quickly. I don't think that's going to be a problem for them. I'm going to move our legion up over here. And that'll do for now. I wish that we could build roads. Well, actually, we can build regular roads once our civic advances are greater than 4. We just can't build the military roads, right? Which is fine. That's not a big deal. Cool. So that's underway. Do we want this statue? Whatever. Whatever. So we should probably consider expanding our military here a little bit. So we add like a cohort of heavy infantry. These only cost 16 to add in. Remarkable. Now, that is going to cost a fair amount in upkeep. No doubt about that. But that's okay. And there is 7.2 with 26. Yeah, we should be fine. Yeah, 0% attrition here. So that looks good. And eventually we're going to want to... sure, we can make friends with somebody. We're going to want to add in archers as well. Archers are also quite cheap. So we've got our front line, and we're going to put in our back line here. There we go. That's already done. And then all we're going to need are the heavy cavalry from here. So realistically, this is looking pretty doable. That's going to cost 36 gold to get our Legion maxed out. Actually, it can have up to 13 now. So we might consider adding in potentially an extra cohort of engineers. Or another supply train. Probably... Or we could just leave it be. And then expand our combat width. Maybe. Maybe. So obviously, this is going to be fairly expensive to upkeep, right? We knew that. That was definitely always going to be the case. But we've got some time here. And these men will, in theory, be quite a lot better. So experience is what currently? Yeah, and we can see this is our current setup here. So we've got these as our secondary cohorts. So our first to engage the enemy is currently set up as archers. With our secondary cohorts, we should have this be heavy infantry. I don't know why that was set up for things that don't even exist. Flanking cohorts are going to be our heavy cavalry, but we don't actually have any of those right now. Our researcher died, so we need a new one for our religious advances. And who do we want to put in? Well, actually, this guy's pretty good, so we'll put him in. Beautiful. Now we have enough to get our cohort fully in here, right? Cannot afford cost. Oh, we're short on manpower. Right, that would do it. I was confused for a moment there, because I was like, we have the gold, but gold isn't the concern at this moment. It'll be 2 month ticks until we have the manpower to get this done. So that's fine. We're not constructing a slave estate right now, but that's probably okay. When are we going to get our Civic Tech 4? Not for a while, is the answer. Okay. That's fine. No real problem there. Untiring devotion. So +3 stability. That's nice. Okay. We can now get our heavy cavalry added in here. So we'll put those in. And that, of course, means that we want our flanking cohorts to be heavy cavalry. Beautiful. So our primary cohorts are archers, with our secondary cohorts being our heavy infantry. The idea here is that the archers are going to soften them up before they get engaged by the heavy infantry. So the secondary cohorts will engage after the archers have fled or been destroyed. Countries that border the Magadha Empire will gain access to the Mauryan Collapse War Goal. So Moria actually collapsed. Cool. No problem there. So the question is, how powerful are these guys actually? I need to figure out how to actually see that. Let's see here. Ledger. Cohorts. This is ours. So overview, of course, we can go into here and find them. They are Pandya. So they would be these guys here. We can see their stability, their tyranny, their AE, their war exhaustion, their diplomatic stance, number of territories, number of pops, number of ships. But this is not showing us their number of troops. Which is sad. Definitely sad. So I'm not seeing a simple way to compare our power to theirs. Which is unusual from a Paradox game. I must just be missing something. That's what it boils down to. I must be missing something. We don't have a CB here, and of course we're not going to do that. The real question is, these guys did end up, it looks like, losing their war. Interesting. So they have 250 pops. They have 342 compared to our 272. So they're probably stronger than we are. What if we were to seek to ally Chola? They would not currently accept that. There are 0 reasons for not accepting that. That's interesting. We could probably fix that by simply improving opinion with them. Just have him flogged. Cool. So, if we just improve opinion with them, that's 25 gold. We do that, and then that would give us an alliance. So they would now accept this. We need to get our diplomat back on 22 March. Okay. So now we have an ally here. And we can attack Pandya. Now, we're going to need ACB for that. Do we want to call them in? Well, yes, obviously we do. We have a diplomat en route right now, and we would need to fabricate a claim on them. Obviously, this province would be the one to claim. That's nearly all of their pots. So we'll get that started. That will take some time. And that sounds good. We need to regenerate manpower, for sure. We've got these guys here, and for the moment, I think we're on decreased pay. I'm curious. If we're on default, or specifically, if we're on increased pay, what does that put us at? 4.84? That's still 5 per month. That's not bad. Okay, let's put them down to default. And let's get them drilling and see what that does. So on the next month tick, we'll see what this puts us at. I expect it to be about the same. $4.54? That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So we'll work up our experience here. That sounds good. We can see that we're at 2.5% experience already. Cool. This guy was murdered. Okay, sure. And we'll need to put somebody in here. We don't have a scorned family, so we're just going to go with the person most qualified. Fantastic. So our income is definitely lower with our military setup here. We knew that this would happen. And there we go. Cool. We knew that this would happen, that our income would drop, but this is dropped by a manageable amount. I like it. That's very good. That means that our economy is strong enough. So eventually we're going to need to get more power here, right? For sure. Let's go ahead and call down the paradigm of economy again, just to boost our income again. We're going to have enough to start up another slave estate construction very, very soon. So we're at 4.67 income right now. It's going to take us, what, another like 3 months? Approximately? Depending on rounding. We'll see. Something along those lines. So we're going to have our claim fabrication completed in November. We need to start moving out over this way, and eventually we're going to break our alliance with Chola, right? But not before we annex this stuff down here. We're going to try to make sure that they don't get any territory out here. That's going to be reasonably important. And I think with these guys, we should be plenty strong. 200 food, 15 popularity for a tyranny, or 24 gold. We obviously take the 24 gold. Okay, so we are going to build another slave estate. There are now 4 left to build. So that's looking great. Expansion out over here is now looking very necessary. This is going to finish the Tamil Turbulence quest, or I guess mission. which is fine. And we're at 124 out of 193 conversion. Looks good. 125 out of 194. So we're making good progress there, rather. So these city constructions, eventually that's going to need work, but I want to bring up our population here. We need to get up to 60 population here. So that's going to be a big deal. And all of our money, since we are putting a fair amount of it into our army here, our money is really going to need to be focused on slave estates for the moment. We will be able to work on this later on, but we are at 26% experience here. That's not bad. We're getting some good drill going, and I like it. Cool. So we're at 97%. We're about to declare this war. Cool. I think on the month tick is when that updates. Yep. Cool. So we now have a claim on the local power here. We're considered a regional power, so actually we should be able to do this, but I was a little scared by their defensive pact there. So let's go ahead and declare this war. Do we call in Chola? Yes, we do. And we're going to take Pandya as our war goal. Beautiful. So we should probably stop our drill. Beautiful. We're going to stop this drill, and in we go. Do we have anybody? Oh, yeah, we're at decreased pay for Navy maintenance. Do we care about our Navy here, though? I don't think we do, so I think it's fine. Tamil Turbulence is now done, giving us 5% morale of armies and manpower recovery speed, which is a big deal. And we're going to go start up a siege right here. So in we go. And we can see that Chola is heading on in. And there's a pretty big levy here that Pandya has. This is why we wanted allies. No doubt about that. So we're going to move on in here and hope that these guys get down here in time to help us, because we don't win this battle. We don't have any levies that we can raise, because this is all claimed by this force here. So that's fine. We're locked in here, and we move our way across. And yeah, we're going to lose this battle. Unless our ally shows up in time. They're moving very slowly. So we're just going to instantly retreat here. And yeah, our ally is going to fight here. He's moving in. It takes us a long time to cross this. Movement is slower than I expected. That's for sure. So once we make our way over, we'll come back over here. What is actually... Okay. Yeah, they're going to fight here. So we're going to go in and reinforce them. Oh, wow. They actually hard lose that. Okay, we're going to walk away. That's spicy. I did not expect Chola to hard lose that. Are they in another war right now? They are. Well, actually, no. This is the same war. They hard lost that. Chola did. That's very spicy. 19 archers. Okay. Well, this is going to be real interesting. I did expect that we would be able to win this with the help of Chola. This is remarkable how powerful this levy is. We're going to walk back over this way, and we're going to see about wasting their manpower. We're just going to park here for the moment. And they're going to run out of food eventually. And that's fine. I wonder, can we see in the ledger how much manpower they had? I believe we could. Are they now put at the top? No. Okay. Sort by name. And no, we don't actually see their manpower numbers, do we? No, we don't. Okay. Yeah, I definitely didn't expect Chola to hard lose that. So why did they? 19-4-3-4, 19-4-3-5. Very similar compositions. Okay. Leader 9 and Leader 7. I think that's what's going on here. They just have a much better leader. Okay. Well, that's interesting. For sure. These guys have Leader 6, so they should be able to handle that. Now, would we be able to hire these mercs over here? They've not yet recovered from their last employment, so no, we're not able to hire those. Noted. Well, we'll have to figure out a way to do this. This is going to be more interesting than I thought. I definitely assumed that Chola would be capable of beating these guys, and maybe they are. Maybe they just need time to get everything put together. We'll see. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Kentuin, James, Shadowwolf, Mlohan80, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Unisil, Rogue Corvid, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.